Before we begin, please note this episode contains disturbing themes that may be sensitive for some listeners. Listener discretion is strongly advised. We moved into the house on Wren Street in the fall. It was a quiet neighborhood, the kind with neat lawns and neighbors who wave from across their porches but never ask too many questions. Eli and I were new parents, tired, hopeful, and barely holding it together. Our daughter Sadie had been born just 2 months earlier. We were looking for a fresh start, somewhere to raise her, somewhere still and safe. The house felt like a gift. A 2-story colonial with chipped white paint, slanted floors, and a cracked porch that creaked when you stepped onto it. It had history, character, and most importantly, a price tag that didn't send us running. The realtor had mentioned there were some minor issues, plumbing, a bit of electrical work, the usual disclaimers that come with older homes, but we brushed it off. We were in love with the idea of our life finally beginning. The first night, I noticed how loud the house was. Not city noise, no sirens or cars, just internal noises. Pipes groaning in the walls, floorboards shifting, and this strange humming from the vents like someone breathing softly through metal. Sadie cried that entire first night. Eli joked that she was testing the acoustics. I didn't laugh. The air in her nursery was colder than the rest of the house. 3 nights later, I woke up to static on the baby monitor. It wasn't loud, just a faint hiss, the kind that crackles between channels. But beneath it, there was breathing. Slow, deliberate, not like a child. It came in waves. Inhale, exhale. Too long, too deep. I ran to Sadie's room. She was asleep in her crib. Peaceful, alone. I told myself it was feedback, just interference, but it kept happening, every night. And then I heard it. My name, whispered from the monitor. So close it could have been pressed against my ear. The little things came next. Lights burning out the moment we replaced them. Water stains appearing on the walls in the shape of crosses. The hallway always colder than it should have been. Eli started to notice, too. He'd find Sadie's mobile spinning on its own, doors left open after we were sure we'd shut them. A chill that never left our bones, no matter how high we turned up the thermostat. One morning, I went to clean a smudge off the nursery wall. As I scrubbed, the paint peeled away in jagged flakes, revealing what looked like a face inside of the wall. Disturbing eyes. A twisted mouth. I stared for a long time. Then when I looked away for a second, it was gone. It had to have been my imagination. In the attic, hidden under a moth-eaten blanket, I found a box of old things. Junk mostly, broken toys, candle holders, scraps of letters. But there was a porcelain angel. Its eyes were closed. Its arms cradled a tiny baby. Its smile was wrong. I threw it out. The next morning, it was sitting on Sadie's dresser. Eli started digging into the history of the house, public records, old articles. What he found chilled us both. In 1976, a woman named Agnes Wren lived here with her 3 children. One rainy October night, she drowned all 3 of them in the upstairs bathtub. When the police arrived, they found her sitting in the hallway, humming a hymn. Her eyes had been gouged out. A crucifix was lodged deep in her throat. The case was ruled a psychotic break. The house sat empty for decades. We told ourselves it was just a story, a tragedy that had nothing to do with us. But I started dreaming of water, of children laughing, of eyes, bleeding. At first it was small things. He'd forget conversations, ask about things I'd told him hours earlier. He started calling Sadie Sarah. We don't know anyone named Sarah. He was distracted, moody. At night, I'd catch him staring at corners of the room like he was listening to something. Once, I found him kneeling by the wall in the hallway, whispering to it like it was answering back. One night, I woke up to the sound of running water. I found Eli in the bathroom, filling the tub. The water was freezing. He was cradling Sadie, whispering, "She needs to be clean, washed, ready." I yelled, "What are you doing?" As I snatched her from his arms, he blinked at me like he didn't understand why I was upset. The next morning, he didn't remember any of it. Eli began writing in Sadie's baby book, but they weren't milestones. They were symbols, sprawling, looping marks in black ink that didn't look like any language. When I asked him about it, he just stared at the pages and said, "I didn't write that." I found a torn Bible page stuffed under the crib. It read, "And he shall take them from the womb into the fire, and they shall be his." One night, I was rocking Sadie back to sleep when I heard static crackling again, but this time it wasn't from the monitor. I had smashed it 2 days earlier. The sound was coming from the vent. I leaned closer. Behind the hum of air, I heard a lullaby, playing backwards, then a voice, a woman's voice, that sounded almost like mine. "Bring her to me." I staggered back. I didn't tell Eli. I didn't know who he was anymore. I found it again. The porcelain angel on Sadie's changing table, this time cracked through the middle. There was something red pooled in its hands, not paint, not wax, something warm. I locked it in the shed behind the house. The next morning it was in our bed, between us. Eli didn't even question it, just picked it up and said, "She likes to be near Sadie." Sadie cried almost every night, until she didn't. That night I woke up to silence, not peace, just absence. I ran to the nursery. Eli was there, sitting on the floor, rocking slowly, covered in blood. He looked up at me, calm, smiling. "She's safe now." He placed Sadie's wrapped body in my arms. I screamed. I collapsed. Eli began screaming too, clawing at his own face. "I gave her back. I gave her back. Make it stop." The lights burst, and when they came back on, Eli was hanging from the ceiling, written on the wall in blood. I was never him. I ran out of the house as fast as I could, sobbing, covered in blood, still holding my little Sadie. I never looked back. 6 months later. I live with my sister now. Different city, new town. I don't sleep much. I hear things sometimes. On the baby monitor she keeps for her daughter, breathing, whispers. Last night there was a knock on the front door. No one was there, but on the doorstep was Sadie's blanket, folded, stained with blood. The monitor turned on by itself, a soft giggle, then a whisper. She calls me mother now. This is Dead Static. New episodes air every Tuesday and Friday. She may be gone, but she's not done.